Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, here with my brief thoughts on Fresh. This is a movie streaming on Hulu now. It was directed by Mimi Cave, I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, and it starred Daisy Edgar Jones and Sebastian Stan. It tells the story of a woman named Noah, played by Jones. She is completely sick of dating. She uses this movie's brand of Tinder, and it has gotten her loser dates like they're going out of style. However, one night in the supermarket, she meets a random stranger, played by Sebastian Stan. His name is Steve, and the two, after a pretty awful joke, they actually start to hit it off. And after some time passes, they plan a getaway together. And, well, things go completely pear-shaped after that. This movie was getting a lot of buzz coming out of the Sundance Film Festival, and so I was secretly hoping that this movie would come out. I don't pay too much attention to the Sundance Festival. I have a feeling that may change very soon, but I wasn't really keeping my ear to the ground on the festival. What I did know was that everyone was talking about this movie called Fresh, and that Sebastian Stan was really good in it. I was hoping that it would release in some theater relatively close to myself so that I could go see it. Thankfully, it's a Hulu exclusive, and so it all worked out. And now that I've actually seen the movie, oh boy. I should say, this movie is very well made. Let's not get that twisted. However, whether you like this movie or not is really dependent on your vintage, and I hope to explain that in my review. Firstly, though, the acting in this movie is really good from the entire cast, though the two standouts are Daisy Edgar Jones and Sebastian Stan. Edgar Jones is someone who I'm not super familiar with. I looked her up on IMDb. She's been in some smaller Hulu movies, but this is my first real exposure to her, and I thought she did a great job. I hope she gets more work after this. Her frustrations with the dating life were very relatable, at least to me. I mean, the dating life just has not worked out very well for me, but that's another story for another time. Her frustrations are incredibly relatable. One of the first scenes in the movie is when she goes on this date with this dude named Chad, who legit wears a scarf and is just the most condescending dude you could ever imagine. He demands that Noah pays for the meal. I don't care who you are, that's just disrespectful. So when she meets a seemingly normal dude in Steve, played by Sebastian Stan, it's like, wow, things are actually looking up. But no, Steve has his own issues. I guess this is as good a place as any to parlay into Sebastian Stan, because yeah, he was really good in this too. Sebastian Stan is one of those actors that I tend to forget is a good actor because he's been so ingrained in the MCU. Not that that's a detriment to him, he's great as the Winter Soldier. But he's kind of similar to Chris Evans in that they're both really good actors, however they're in these bigger franchises, so you tend to forget that when they do a smaller movie, like, say, Gifted in the case of Chris Evans, or Fresh in the case of Sebastian Stan, they tend to stand out, and they usually put in good performances. The cinematography was really good here as well. I have a feeling that Mimi Cave went to the Breaking Bad school of cinematography, because there are some shots that for sure look like they were inspired by Breaking Bad. There's some definite POV shots done there, and this is not meant to be a dig, it's meant to be a compliment. And there are also some genuinely very disturbing moments, and this is the part where I'm going to be struggling to describe them because I would have to spoil the movie in order to talk about them, and I don't want to do that. If you watch this movie, you need to watch this with as little knowledge as possible, but there is a scene in the movie where Noah wakes up on an operating table, and the movie does a good job of not showing you much, but due to the score and Sebastian Stan's performance combined with the cinematography, it's one of the most disturbing scenes that I've seen in a movie all year. You will know it when you see it. While I think Fresh is incredibly well made, I'm very comfortable in saying that I will probably never watch this movie again. And again, I'm not trying to insult any of the hard work that went into this, because this movie is very well crafted. However, due to some of the stuff that happens, I just found it to be very, very, very disturbing. I was actually talking to my friend Rachel over at Rachel's Reviews. She actually watched this at Sundance. She got up to 45 minutes and couldn't make it through. And I completely understand where she was coming from. My advice to you, if you do watch this, is pay attention to the movie around the 35-minute mark. That's when things, like the script flips, if you will. I'm going to give Fresh a great rating. I'm giving it a bit of a knock because I feel like this is a one-time watch for me. However, this is an incredibly well-made movie with great performances, beautiful cinematography, a pretty eerie soundtrack, and just one of the better original movies that I have seen all year. I'm a little weirded out that this movie didn't get more awards attention, but I guess maybe it missed the deadline, who really knows. But if I were on the awards panel, I would be at least suggesting Daisy Edgar Jones, at the very least. But in any case, have you all seen Fresh? What did you think about it? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read what you have to say about it. And I will also be having up a review for Turning Red, the new Pixar movie, very soon, so stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.